Welcome to the new video Old Crypto Coin, the channel where we explore the most fascinating and valuable coins in US history, and today we are diving into a true collector favorite, the iconic Susan B. Anthony $1 coin, a historic piece that changed American coinage forever and still excites collectors across the United States. First introduced in 1979 by the United States Mint, this coin was created to honor the legendary women's rights leader Susan B. Anthony, making it the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real woman rather than a symbolic figure of liberty, which instantly gave it historical and cultural importance far beyond its face value. In this special Top 5 Welcome Guide, we will explore the most valuable and collectible Susan B. Anthony dollar coins that every serious collector and coin enthusiast should know about, starting with the 1979 P wide rim variety, often called the near-date coin, which is highly sought after because of its unique design where the date appears closer to the rim, making it a rare discovery in circulation and a premium coin in high grades. Moving to number 4, the 1981 S-Type 2 proof dollar stands out as one of the most desirable coins in the series due to its sharper, clearer mint mark and lower mintage, making it a hidden treasure for collectors who specialize in proof sets and modern rare coins. At number 3, we have the 1999 P Susan B. Anthony dollar, a surprising comeback coin that was reissued after an 18-year gap, originally produced to meet demand for vending machines and transit systems. Yet today it has become an important modern collectible because of its unique historical re-release and relatively limited production compared to earlier years. Taking the second spot is the 1979 S-Type 2 proof, a coin that fascinates collectors due to its distinct mint mark style and exceptional mirror-like finish, often graded highly and valued significantly more than standard circulation strikes when preserved in pristine condition. And finally, at the number 1 position, the crown jewel of the series for many collectors is the high-grade 1979 P Susan B. Anthony dollar in MS67 or higher condition, which can command impressive prices at auctions due to its scarcity in top mint state grades and its strong demand among modern coin investors and numismatists. What makes the Susan B. Anthony dollar even more interesting is its unique 11-sided inner border design, copper-nickel composition, and smaller size compared to earlier dollar coins, which unfortunately caused confusion with the quarter in circulation but later turned it into a fascinating collector's story of design, economics, and public reception. For YouTube collectors and coin investors, especially those targeting the US audience like our Liberty Ledger crypto community. Step 1, the channel where we explore the hidden history, value, and fascinating stories behind rare and collectible coins from the United States, and today we are diving deep into one of the most misunderstood yet historically powerful coins ever produced, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin. A coin that may look small and simple at first glance but actually carries a massive legacy tied to American history, women's rights, and the evolution of modern coinage. And as we begin this long journey, imagine holding a coin that was the very first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman instead of a symbolic figure of liberty, honoring the legendary suffragist Susan B. Anthony, whose fight for women's voting rights changed the course of American democracy forever. And in 1979, the United States Mint made the bold decision to release this revolutionary dollar coin as a replacement for the bulky Eisenhower dollar, aiming to create a smaller, more convenient coin for everyday transactions. Yet despite the noble purpose and historical importance, the Susan B. Anthony dollar faced immediate controversy due to its size and color being too similar to the quarter, causing confusion among the public, which ultimately led to its short circulation life. But collectors today recognize that this coin is far more than a failed experiment. It is a symbol of progress, design innovation, and collectible opportunity that continues to gain attention in the numismatic world. And when we examine the obverse of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, we see a detailed portrait of Susan B. Anthony facing right, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo, with the inscriptions "Liberty" above, "In God We Trust" to the left, and the date 1979 proudly displayed, while the reverse features the iconic Apollo 11 mission insignia, showing an eagle landing on the moon holding an olive branch, a design originally used on the Eisenhower dollar, symbolizing peace and American technological achievement, surrounded by the inscriptions "United States of America" and $1, and this powerful combination of a civil rights icon on the front and a historic moon landing emblem on the back makes the coin uniquely significant both culturally and historically. And now let's talk about the mint marks. Because the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was produced at 3 major mints including Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark. And among these, collectors pay special attention to the 1979 S varieties, particularly the Type 1 and Type 2 proof coins, where the difference lies in the clarity and shape of the S mint mark, with the Type 2 clear S variety being far rarer and more valuable, sometimes selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in high grades. Which means that a simple close inspection under magnification could turn an ordinary-looking coin into a valuable collectible treasure. And another fascinating aspect of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is its composition, made of a copper-nickel-clad blend with a pure copper core, weighing 8.1 grams and measuring 26.5 millimeters in diameter, featuring an 11-sided inner border that gives the illusion of a round coin but helps distinguish it from a quarter. Although that design trick unfortunately wasn't enough to prevent public confusion at the time of release, and historically, the coin was introduced during a period when the United States economy was shifting toward more efficient currency systems, and vending machine companies were lobbying for a practical dollar coin to replace paper dollars. Yet the American public had already grown attached to the $1 bill, leading to weak circulation demand, and as a result, millions of Susan B. Anthony dollars were stored in vaults rather than used in daily commerce, which ironically preserved many examples in uncirculated condition for future collectors. And if we move into the value discussion, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar in circulated condition is usually worth a few dollars depending on where, but uncirculated mint state coins graded MS-65 or higher can command significantly higher prices, especially certified coins from grading companies like PCGS and NGC, while proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, particularly the 1979 S-Type 2 proof, remain the true star of the series for serious collectors and investors, and one reason this coin continues to attract attention is its historical first, being the first U.S. coin to feature a non-fictional woman, paving the way for later coins honoring figures like Sacagawea and modern commemorative designs. And from a storytelling perspective, the coin represents not just currency but a cultural shift toward representation and recognition of women's contributions in American history, which makes it a powerful topic for collectors, educators, and history enthusiasts alike. And if you are searching your pocket change, coin jars, or inherited collections, spotting a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with sharp details, strong luster, and minimal scratches could mean you have a collectible piece worth preserving rather than spending, and grading factors such as strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal play a major role in determining its final market value, while error coins like off-center strikes, double dies, or misprints can dramatically increase the coin's worth if authenticated. And another interesting collector insight is that many people overlook this coin because of its common appearance, yet scarcity in high grades is what drives real numismatic value, meaning that a perfectly preserved example is far rarer than most people assume. And over time, as younger collectors and history-focused audiences become more interested in coins with strong narratives, the Susan B. Anthony dollar continues to gain renewed popularity on platforms like YouTube, auctions, and collector forums, especially among audiences in the United States who appreciate both historical symbolism and investment potential. And from an educational standpoint, this coin also serves as a gateway for beginner collectors entering the world of U.S. dollar coins, offering affordability, availability, and deep historical significance in one small piece of metal. And when comparing it to later dollar coins like the Sacagawea and Presidential Dollar series, the Susan B. Anthony dollar stands out as the foundation that tested the modern small dollar coin concept in America, and despite its early circulation challenges, it ultimately influenced future coin design strategies and public discussions about replacing paper currency. And today, whether you are a coin collector, history lover, or investor looking for undervalued U.S. coins, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin remains a fascinating collectible that blends history, symbolism, rarity potential, and cultural importance, making it far more valuable than its face value suggests. And as you continue building your collection or creating educational content for your audience on Liberty Ledger Crypto, remembering the legacy behind this coin will not only enrich your knowledge but also help your viewers appreciate the hidden stories behind everyday currency that once circulated across America and still holds historical power decades later. Step 2: Style Coin History Deep Dive. And today we are exploring one of the most fascinating yet often misunderstood coins in American numismatic history, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin, a coin that carries powerful symbolism, historical significance, and a unique story that every collector and history lover should understand, because this small dollar coin was not just currency. It was a national tribute to women's rights, progress, and American heritage, first introduced in 1979 and continuing into 1980 as part of the United States Mint's bold attempt to replace the larger Eisenhower dollar with a more practical circulating dollar coin. And at the center of this design was the legendary women's rights activist Susan B. Anthony, whose portrait made history as the first real woman ever featured on a circulating U.S. coin, which alone gives the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar a special place in American coin collecting, as the obverse of the coin shows a strong and detailed portrait of Susan B. Anthony facing right, with the word liberty boldly inscribed above, the motto "In God We Trust" to the right, and the year 1980 placed clearly below her image, while the reverse design features the iconic eagle landing on the moon, adapted from the Apollo 11 mission insignia, symbolizing American achievement and innovation, surrounded by United States of America and $1, making the coin both a tribute to civil rights and space exploration in one compact design. And when we look deeper into the 1980 issue specifically, we find that these coins were minted at 3 major mint facilities, including Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark for proof versions, each variety offering different levels of rarity and collectability for modern collectors. And although millions were produced in 1980, the coin never became widely popular in daily circulation because its size and color were very similar to the quarter, causing confusion among the public, which ultimately limited its use in everyday transactions and led to the coin being stored in treasury vaults for years, making many 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollars available today in uncirculated condition, which is actually great news for collectors who want high-grade examples without paying extremely high prices. And when discussing value, most circulated 1980 Susan B. Anthony $1 coins are typically worth around face value, but uncirculated coins, especially those in MS-65 or higher grades, can command significantly higher prices depending on luster, strike quality, and preservation, while proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are especially attractive due to their mirror-like finish and sharp details, making them highly desirable for collectors who appreciate visual beauty and mint precision. And another interesting aspect of the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar is the possibility of mint errors and varieties, such as off-center strikes, planchet errors, and die varieties, which can dramatically increase the coin's value if authenticated by professional grading services, because error coins often tell unique production stories and are highly sought after in the numismatic market. And from a historical perspective, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar represents a transitional era in U.S. coinage, as the mint was experimenting with new designs, smaller dollar formats, and modern themes that reflected social progress and national identity, which is why many collectors consider this coin not just a piece of metal but a symbol of cultural evolution. And if you closely examine a high-quality 1980 example, you will notice the copper-nickel-clad composition, reeded edge, and a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, making it smaller than earlier silver dollars but still distinct in hand. And this physical specification was part of the mint's effort to create a convenient dollar coin that could easily circulate, although public preference at the time leaned heavily toward paper dollar bills, limiting the coin's success in commerce. Yet over time, the collector community began to appreciate the Susan B. Anthony dollar more deeply, especially the 1980 issue because it reflects the second year of the series and shows improved strike quality compared to some 1979 coins, which adds another layer of interest for serious numismatists. And for YouTube collectors, coin investors, and history enthusiasts, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin is an excellent entry point into modern U.S. coin collecting because it is affordable, historically meaningful, and widely available in different conditions ranging from circulated pocket pieces to pristine mint state specimens sealed in original mint sets. And if you are searching rolls, coin collections, or inherited coin jars, finding a bright, well-preserved 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar with strong details and minimal wear can be a rewarding experience, especially if it has full luster and clean surfaces, as these factors greatly influence grading and long-term value. And another collector tip is to always check the mint mark carefully above Anthony's shoulder on the obverse side, since mint location can affect desirability, particularly proof S mint coins which often feature superior craftsmanship and cameo contrast. And in the broader numismatic timeline, the Susan B. Anthony dollar paved the way for future small dollar coins like the Sacagawea and Presidential Dollar series, proving that even coins that initially struggled in circulation can later gain strong recognition and collector respect. And today the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar stands as a reminder that coins are more than money. They are historical documents that capture the spirit of their era, reflecting social change, technological advancement, and national values. Which is why this coin continues to be discussed, collected, and studied decades after its release. And whether you are a beginner collector, a YouTube coin content creator, or a serious numismatist building a Liberty-themed collection, the 1980 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin deserves a place in your collection not only for its affordability but for its deep historical importance, iconic design, and unique story that connects American history, women's rights, and modern coinage evolution all into one small but powerful piece of United States currency. Stop lost, and today we are diving deep into one of the most interesting modern U.S. coins ever issued, the 1999 Liberty Susan B. Anthony $1 coin, a small but historically powerful piece of American numismatic history that blends culture, politics, design innovation, and collector value all into a single dollar. The 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar is especially fascinating because it was not originally planned as part of a long continuous series, but rather a special reissue after public demand for dollar coins suddenly increased in the late 1990s when vending machine industries and transit systems needed a durable alternative to paper dollars. First introduced in 1979 and designed by Frank Gasparo, this coin features the iconic portrait of Susan B. Anthony, a leader in the women's suffrage movement who played a major role in the fight for women's voting rights in the United States, making this coin the first circulating U.S. coin to depict a real historical woman rather than a symbolic figure like Liberty. The obverse of the 1999 coin shows Susan B. Anthony facing right, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty above, the year 1999 below, and the motto In God We Trust to the right, while the reverse carries the famous Apollo 11 mission insignia design with an eagle landing on the moon holding an olive branch, symbolizing peace and technological achievement, along with the inscriptions United States of America and $1, a design originally created to celebrate America's space success, and later reused for this dollar coin series. Now what makes the 1999 issue particularly unique is that production had actually stopped in 1981 and only resumed briefly in 1999 due to a shortage of dollar coins before the introduction of the Sacagawea dollar in 2000, meaning the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar became the final year of the entire series and a transitional coin in U.S. monetary history. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the Denver Mint, D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark for proof coins, under the authority of the United States Mint, and each mint variety holds its own value and collector interest depending on condition, rarity, and grading. The coin itself is composed of a copper core clad in a copper-nickel outer layer, giving it a silver-like appearance, with a diameter of 26.5 millimeters and a reeded edge, and weighing approximately 8.1 grams, making it smaller and lighter than the Eisenhower dollar that came before it but more durable than paper currency, which was one of the primary reasons for its reintroduction. However, despite its historical significance, the Susan B. Anthony dollar faced heavy public criticism when it was first released because many people confused it with a quarter due to its similar size and color, which affected circulation popularity and caused millions of coins to be stored in federal vaults for years until demand rose again in 1999. From a collector's perspective, the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar is not just a coin but a symbol of change in American society, honoring women's rights and progress, and its late-year reissue adds an extra layer of numismatic importance because it marks the end of the short-lived series and the bridge to the golden Sacagawea dollar program that followed. When examining the value of the 1999 Liberty Susan B. Anthony $1 coin today, condition is everything. Circulated coins are generally worth face value to a few dollars, but uncirculated mint state examples graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services can reach significantly higher prices in the collector market. Especially well-preserved examples with strong luster, sharp strikes, and minimal contact marks. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, particularly deep cameo proofs, are even more desirable due to their mirror-like fields and frosted designs, making them premium collectibles for serious numismatists. Another important factor collectors look for is mint mark clarity, strike quality, and any rare minting errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or double dies, which can dramatically increase the coin's value beyond standard catalog pricing. Historically, the coin also represents a powerful educational piece because it reflects the U.S. government's effort to modernize coinage while honoring influential figures in American history, and its issuance during the late 1990s economic period shows how practical needs, like vending machine compatibility, can shape coin production decisions. For YouTube collectors and coin enthusiasts, this coin offers a perfect storytelling opportunity because it connects history, design, rarity, and social symbolism all in one compact dollar, making it highly engaging content for viewers who are passionate about U.S. currency, rare coins, and investment collectibles. In long-term numismatic outlook, the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar is expected to maintain steady collector interest due to its final year status, historical tribute, and limited modern mintage compared to other circulating coins, and as more collectors complete full Susan B. Anthony series sets from 1979 to 1999. Demand for high-grade examples will likely continue to grow. Whether you are a beginner coin collector, an investor, or a history enthusiast, the 1999 Liberty Susan B. Anthony $1 coin stands as a remarkable piece of American heritage that tells a story of innovation, equality, and transition in U.S. coinage, and owning one in high condition is like holding a small but meaningful chapter of United States history right in the palm of your hand.